Batwoman Season 1, Episode 16, titled Through the Looking Glass. And this episode I found to be a jumbled mess. I mean, really, and not a jumbled mess as pacing or how things were pieced together, just as in, there's too much going on in this episode. And any time that I felt invested with one storyline, or an element that happened in the episode, it kind of just, like, oh yeah, that, or just forget about that, we'll focus on this now. And it just feels like, what? Wait, what? Or character stuff that doesn't feel makes a lot of sense, really. I mean, with this episode, like, the main focus with this episode seemed to be about Kate. Last episode, Kate broke Batman's, Bruce Wayne's number one rule, and the only rule. And that is, you can break all the bones, you can tell them, you can ask them, do you believe in your will, and where the other drugs going, and all that kind of stuff. But the number one rule is, you do not kill. No ifs, no buts, nothing, you do not kill. And she does it. You know, she does her first kill last episode, and she's dealing with it. And I was really, really intrigued by how they were going to have this, like, PTSD type thing with Kate and Batwoman and all that kind of stuff, and how she feels about it, and all of that. I was really into it, and then it felt like, oh yeah, that, forget about that. Let's focus on this whole Alice and Kate teaming up trying to find Mouse. That slowly becomes a Prison Break episode in Arkham when they're trying to break Mouse out. Break out Mouse out of Arkham. Now that's easy. Say that 6 million times. And it felt like, and I was like, wait, what? I was really looking forward to this PTSD Kate, realizing how she's coping with this, the whole number one rule, her first kill and all that, and how she's feeling about it, and her, who's Batwoman, and it's the hope of the city, and all that kind of stuff. And it felt like a side project, really. And all the other stuff, I felt like, why is it here? I mean, the stuff doing with Julie Pennyworth. Julie Pennyworth is in this episode, which I was like, okay. Took me a while. Clearly, I forgot about you, and you just show up with Sophie, and you just show up for a bit, for some reason. I mean, I can't believe your comic book name is Penny too, because Jesus, clearly we're running out of comic book superhero villain allied names, alias names in comics as Penny too, and she's the daughter of Alfred, who's Alfred Pennyworth. Anyway, her storyline is completely useless. The only side story that I was really intrigued by was Luke's. Luke's storyline is simply this: he goes to a courthouse of the murderer who killed his father, Lucius Fox. Which I know I'm super invested with the Luke character, but I think it's just the whole thing. It's Lucius fucking Fox. Like every time they mention he's dead and he got murdered by some guy, I was like, oh, my heart's broken. No, Lucas Fox. We never met the Arrowverse version of Lucas Fox, but my heart's broken because it's Lucas fucking Fox, and it's, so there's that investment, and then there's these things that happen. So I was invested with Luke's storyline, but the rest of it was just like, I mean, there's a couple cool moments. I mean, there's a part where, Kate says, hey, the problem that I have is that I'm not feeling anything. I'm just going on my day. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, why the fuck did you do the whole killing thing? Like, when the big thing with anything the word bat is do not kill, and, when, the main guy, the main bat guy goes and does the whole thing of, if I go to that place, I'll never come back. Like, it's a big moment of the character, and it's not of Kate as Batwoman. And they don't go anywhere with it. Now, there's a cool scene at the end, and very good emotional, very emotional, very heartwarming, very well acted between the two actors, Blue Rose and I always like look at the name of the actor who plays Alice. It always stays in my head, but they two do an amazing job at the end, and I was like really. Not heartbroken, but really moved of how things got played. It's just like, this episode felt very jumbled and very out of place. And if this review felt like I'm jumping all over the place and felt like I'm unable to stick, that's what the episode is. And I was like, can we please fix the action? The action is it's not the best. It's not the best. I was like, it was always a pain. Like, what's Batwoman? And then 2 days later. And then 2 days later, Hour comes along and, just get the Hour fight chorus, please. This show needs, yeah. There was a little bit, but please, for goodness sakes. But yeah, I really enjoyed last week's episode, and it's a disappointment this episode didn't kept its landing.